Throughout my school years, I was part of various choirs and performance groups. This, unfortunately, has nothing to do with any of that. This is about something special. Something different. The time I joined my county theater's Christmas show, which was a weird experience, to say the least. So, let's travel back in time, shall we? So, this happened when my sibling and I were both in high school. At this point, they were a senior, and I was a lowly freshman. Our high school's winter concert was already rigged for the popular kids to get solos. You know, as it normally goes for everyone. So we both thought, older sibling is going to be at college next year, so why not just do something fun together for the holidays this year before they're gone? That's when we found the concert. Now, our county's theater had put on some pretty well-done shows in the past. My personal favorite was the Addams Family musical. Not just because it's my all-time favorite musical. Well, one of them, at least, but that's for another time. Unfortunately, I had never tried out for any of these shows before because I was focused on other things. And I was a middle schooler. But this year was different. I was in high school now, and if I wanted to get into one of those performances, then gosh darn it, I was getting in. So my sibling and I found a flyer posted at our choir class door for 2 Christmas performances this season. The first one was Another Year, Another Nutcracker Story. That wasn't the title, it's just they did it annually. But the second one was for a show called A Very Kelsey Christmas. Who is Kelsey? Well, I don't know, but the show was set up like a weird dystopian Christmas show. It was almost like Pee Wee Herman's Christmas special, if you've ever seen it, but just done by a small town and a man with a vision. The flyer piqued our interest, though, so we decided, sure, you know what, let's see what this is about. So we auditioned and we both got in. Now, this was all during late October and November, so we had about 2 rehearsals a week before our performances during the first week of December. When we went for the first rehearsal, we were pumped. It was freezing cold, so we ran into that building prepared to sing our hearts out. But, we got lost and had to find where everyone else is, but then we finally found the door. In total, there were probably like 20 to 30 people in the performance altogether, but we had a really large age range. I think the youngest girl was about 10, and the oldest was like a woman in her 60s. Since the range was massive, the cast was broken up into 2 sections, the youngins and the adults. For us young people, instead of singing the first night, we did some weird physical warm-ups. Like, I don't know, I can't even remember exactly what we did, but all I know is we were doing scales while stretching. So, already off to a very weird and interesting start. The next few nights of rehearsals, we were still separated into 2 groups because it was thought that it would be faster for us to learn separately than all together, which I agree with, so, no problems there. But the first night that we were all together as a large group, we listened to all the pieces that we were going to sing during the performance in order to get a feel for what the actual show would be like. But what we didn't realize was that there was a large story they were telling. From our understanding, at least my sibling and I, it was just a basic concert and it was going to be us standing as a group on a stage and we would sing. No big deal, right? Nope, not even close. Oh my gosh. Our young, youthful group had just finished singing Marshmallow Winter. Wonderful, great job, everyone. Now, men, take it away. Then, all of a sudden, all the adult men began singing, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. But the weird part was that the guy that my sibling and I were sitting next to did not start singing. We started thinking, oh my gosh, he must have just missed his part. He'll start singing in a minute. But he didn't. Instead, he started making these really obnoxiously upset and sarcastic-looking faces. It looked like he was about to get up and run to the bathroom. Like, constipated level of uncomfortable. And I know a thing or two about that look. As soon as we noticed what was going on, we made eye contact with each other. and just started losing it. I felt so bad. We wanted to be professional because, this is an actual performance, but we just had such a hard time with the looks that this man was throwing everywhere. So time goes on and we get to the legit practices on the stage. Yep, this was a real performance show now. So we had to learn a couple lines here and there for the whole thing, but, nothing too much. But oh my gosh, did this man, this director, come to us with a revelation. For some reason, this man, this college Santa-looking man directing the show, decided to have a turkey line dance number without telling anyone. He just threw it at us one day at practice. I kid you not. He hired an actual dance team of adults to come and sing and dance about being eaten as a turkey. Unfortunately, I can't play the song because copyright, but I'll link it in the description so you can go and listen to this insanity. Hopefully you listen to it, so now that you've heard what it sounds like, imagine the look on the faces of the audience members when they saw about 15 men and women singing this song dressed in full-on Las Vegas style fancy turkey costumes. I don't even fully remember what they wore, but with all the dedication to this one scene, it really made it feel like that's how big of a production it was. So, after all that, the rest of the practices went really well, and the show pretty much went off without a hitch. So, I'm sure you want to know what the show was like. So, at least from my memory and the memory of my sibling, the show is supposed to be about, a guy who hates Christmas or little kids or something, but then, by the grace of these two ladies singing to him and pouring out their hearts, he becomes a #nice guy and loves Christmas again. Or at least makes this child happy, or whatever. But the crazier parts come after the show is over. We had an after party, and for some reason, once the show was over, that's when the cast decided to become buddy-buddy with each other. For some reason. Before just totally stopping all contact with one another now that the show is over, but, you win some, you lose some. But I think the strangest part about the whole night was that the main character, Grinch guy, decided to come over and talk to us. I don't know how my sibling felt about it, but it almost seemed like he was talking to us in a slightly older guy hitting on you kind of way. But the whole time he was just talking about the Star Wars Christmas special that everyone wants you to forget about. So, that's how my Christmas of freshman year started. Overall, though, my sibling and I had a really fun time doing that together. We didn't really, make friends or anything beneficial, but we had a nice time and, I have this story to tell people, so. But in all seriousness, it's the holiday season, and I would really love if anyone watching this who has the means to would donate money to their local shelter or any place that provides help and assistance to those in need in your communities. Even just $5 would help someone out tremendously. Personally, I like to go and purchase clothing for little kids and babies and donate them to my local women's shelter. But I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, because right now Hanukkah is past, so hopefully you had a happy Hanukkah, and I hope everyone has a happy Kwanzaa as well, and every other celebration during this season. Happy New Year, and I'll be back next year. Thank you for watching. And also, I know this mic and these animations were not the best, but this is my first time doing something like this, and I hope to continue, so I very much appreciate it. I appreciate you watching this, thank you very much, and I'll be back with better stuff in the new year, so have a wonderful day.